Let me describe a scene that happened to you today, probably within the last few hours. Someone tells you something. Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a stranger. They say a sentence. It's clear. It's loud. You heard every word. And then you say, wait, what? They repeat themselves. And half the time, before they even finish the second sentence, you already know what they said. You understood it the first time. But you still said, wait, what? I do this. Everyone I know does this. And for years, I thought I had a hearing problem. Or maybe I wasn't paying attention. Or maybe I was just slow. But then I started paying attention. I noticed that I say wait, what? Even when I could repeat the sentence back word for word. Even when the sentence was simple. Even when I was looking right at the person. So why do we do this? I looked it up. And it turns out, wait, what? Isn't about hearing at all. It's about processing. It's about timing. It's about your brain buying a few extra seconds to catch up. Let me walk you through it. First, you need to understand something called processing speed. Your ears hear words almost instantly. Sound travels from the speaker's mouth to your eardrum in a fraction of a second. Your auditory cortex decodes those sounds into words in about 150 milliseconds. That's fast. Really fast. But understanding those words, really understanding them, integrating them into context, preparing a response, that takes longer. Sometimes half a second. Sometimes a full second. Sometimes more, if the information is unexpected or complicated. So there's a gap. A tiny gap between hearing and understanding. Most of the time, that gap doesn't matter. Your brain fills it with nothing. You hear, you process, you respond. No one notices the delay. But when the information is surprising, or confusing, or emotionally loaded, that gap gets wider. Your brain needs more time. And in conversation, silence is dangerous. Think about it. If someone says something and you just pause for 2 seconds, what do they think? They think you didn't hear them. They think you're ignoring them. They think you're upset. They think something is wrong. Silence in conversation is socially expensive. 2 seconds of silence feels like an eternity. People will fill that silence with their own anxiety. So your brain has a solution. Instead of silence, you say something neutral. Something that buys time without making the other person uncomfortable. Wait, what? Is that something? You're not asking them to repeat. You're asking them to wait. The what? Is almost fake. It's a placeholder. A verbal pause button. Here's the evidence. Next time you say wait, what? Pay attention to what happens next. The other person starts repeating themselves. But half the time, before they get 3 words out, you're already responding. You didn't need the repetition. You just needed the pause. The wait did the work. The what? Was just a courtesy. Now, let me tell you about an experiment I did on myself. For 1 week, I tried to replace wait, what? With silence. Whenever someone said something unexpected, I would just pause. No words. Just a quiet, thoughtful pause. It was a disaster. People thought I was angry. They thought I was judging them. They thought I didn't care. One person actually said, "Hello? Did you hear me?" After just 2 seconds of silence. 2 seconds. That's when I realized wait, what? Is not a bug. It's a feature. It's a social lubricant. It says, I'm still here. I'm engaged. I just need a second. Without it, your conversation partner doesn't know what the silence means. With it, they know exactly what's happening. You heard them. You're processing. Give you a moment. But here's where it gets really interesting. Wait, what? Has a secret second job. It also signals surprise. When something is unexpected, saying wait, what? Tells the other person, what you just said was not what I predicted. I'm interested. Keep going. Think about the last time someone gave you good news. I got the promotion. Your brain says wait, What? You heard them. You're not confused. You're delighted. The wait, what? Is celebration disguised as confusion. Same with bad news. The car won't start. Wait, what? You heard them. You're just processing the disappointment. The phrase gives you a moment to absorb the information without having to have a full reaction ready. So wait, what? Is a Swiss Army knife of conversation. It buys time. It signals engagement. It shows surprise. It keeps the conversation flowing. And here's the part that blew my mind. This isn't just an English thing. Linguists have studied this across dozens of languages. Almost every language has a version of wait, what? In Spanish, it's espera, que? In French, it's attends, quoi? In German, it's warte, was? In Italian, it's aspetta, cosa? In Dutch, it's wakt, wat? In Swedish, it's vinta, vad? In Russian, it's, which sounds like podojdi, kto? Same structure everywhere. First a word for pause or wait. Then a word for what or repeat. Every language discovered the same solution to the same problem. That's not a coincidence. That's universal human conversation engineering. We all need the same tool. So we all invented the same tool. Now, let me tell you about the dark side of wait. What? Some people use it as a weapon. You've seen this. Someone says something cutting, and the other person says wait, what? With a smirk. They heard it. They just want the speaker to say it again, out loud, so everyone hears it twice. They're not buying time. They're buying ammunition. Or in an argument, someone will say wait, what? Repeatedly. They're not confused. They're stalling. They're trying to make the other person lose their train of thought. It's a rhetorical tactic. Most of us don't use it that way. But it's worth knowing that wait, what? Can be kind or cruel, depending on the context. For most of us, most of the time, it's just politeness. It's a way of saying, I'm listening. I care about what you said. Give me 1 second to catch up. So the next time you say wait, what? For the 100th time today, don't apologize. Don't feel stupid. You're not losing your hearing. You're not ignoring anyone. You're just running a universal human protocol that says, I heard you. I'm interested. Just give me a moment. That's the weird thing I learned today. But let me tell you something else I discovered while researching this. There's a physical reason why wait, what? Works better than silence. When you speak, your own voice vibrates through your skull. That vibration stimulates your vagus nerve, the same nerve that calms your heart rate and lowers stress. Saying wait, what? Actually calms you down while you're processing. Silence doesn't do that. So the phrase is self-soothing. You're not just buying time. You're actively lowering your own stress so you can think more clearly. There's also research on back-channeling, the little sounds and words we make to show we're listening. MMHMM, right? Okay. Wait. What? Is a back channel on steroids. It says I'm listening and I need a second at the same time. People who back channel well are rated as better listeners, even though they're doing less listening and more signaling. Because conversation isn't just about understanding words. It's about showing the other person that you're trying to understand. Wait. What? Shows effort. It shows engagement. It shows that you care enough to ask for clarification, even when you don't need it. That's why it feels good to hear wait, what? When you're telling a story. It means the other person is invested. They're not just waiting for their turn to talk. They're actually processing what you said. Now, here's a trick I learned. If you want to stop saying wait, what? So much, maybe you feel like you overuse it, try replacing it with a different back channel. Instead of wait, what? Say how with a rising intonation. Or oh really? Or just wow. Different phrases by different amounts of time. Ha buys about half a second. Wait. What? Buys about a second and a half. Wow? Really? Buys to seconds. Choose the one that matches how much processing time you actually need. But honestly? Don't worry about it. Wait. What is one of the most useful phrases in human language. It's polite. It's effective. It's universal. And it works. So the next time someone tells you something surprising and you say, wait, what? Don't overthink it. You heard them. You always did. You just needed a second. That's not a flaw. That's how conversation works. That's the weird thing I learned today. Hey, if you've ever said wait, what? When you already knew what someone said, you're not broken. You're just polite. And if you want more weird explanations for everyday words and brain glitches, hit subscribe. I read the papers so you don't have to. No linguistics degree required. Thanks for waiting. What? Nothing. Just hit subscribe. See you next time.